Hey guys, Rick Shaw here. It's still the 12th, finishing up the day. I just got out of the shower and tried to get all the gook out of my fingers, but I went ahead and out and I changed the sprocket on the bike, changed the oil. The oil in it was still good, but they wanted it changed to 1,000, so that was fine. New filter, and I saved the old oil in the AMSOIL bottle, and I'll use that for chain lube for the nice new chain. Front sprocket looked really good. I cleaned all that gook up in there, but one of the things I'm going to say that Yamaha did that my goodness, what a bunch of wieners. Every bike I ever had, I've changed either the rear sprocket, not necessarily a gearing change, but because the chains wear, the sprockets wear, blah, blah, blah. Every bike I ever had, I've done that too. This bike, man, the nuts that hold the rear sprocket on are not captured inside. They're flopping around loose in there. So once you get that off, and then you can't screw the things back in because there's a space up and down. They fall down. The bolts aren't long enough to reach it. So you got to turn the stupid wheel upside down, and you got to shake it around until you can get one of the nuts started or one of the bolts started. And I just shook my head. I was like, man, you retards, what the hell did you do that for? Never seen anything like that in my life in all my years of working on bikes, and just unbelievable. I got into the carb, didn't have to take the carb off. Once I had all the stuff off the sides and everything, I just dropped the bottom. I have a real short little doohickey on there, and I went ahead and I pulled the pin, dropped the float, measured it. It was well within spec. So what I did was I put it a little bit out of spec, and put her back in, thought I'll give that a try. No hiccups or burps or anything. So their specs were wrong on the carb. It wasn't fueling. I think what was happening is the bowl was running dry and couldn't draw enough fluid. It could have been because the little thing that draws the fluid wasn't going down far enough in. It looked short to me when I was looking at it. That could have been the problem. So making the float so it keeps that a little bit fuller looks good. I didn't see any leaks or anything. Changing oil was no problem. Didn't need a new O-ring or anything like that. But it's running great. I'm telling you what, it took that bike and just made it an entirely new bike. Just night and day. It's got a nice lower gear, and second, third, and fourth just got loads of power. Even if you're going at a slower speed, they just really pick up and go. I really don't care about the top end on this thing. I took it for a big ride while I was still grubby and dirty, and I went out on the road, and it was pretty trafficy and everything, so I was darting through traffic, and when I was coming back, there was just a mile-long line of car to come into my development, but you'd see about a car space. So I had it in first gear. I could zip through there. It just fantastic what that sprocket did. Now, the sprocket I have on there, it's a rear sprocket, and it has 6 more teeth than the stock sprocket. I went from a 45 to a 51. I got the DID chain. I'm glad I ordered the 130 CM. I was going to get the 120. That should have done it according to my measurements, but it wouldn't have. It would have been half a link. I'd have to put two links in there, master links in there to make it work. So I have the tool that shortens the link, that you can take links out. So I got it adjusted really good. I've got it towards the front, so as this chain stretches, I can move it back. One thing I did was the little adjuster in the back. I put it on upside down so it didn't have the dot on it. So that was something missed on my part. It's been a while since I've done it, but it's unbelievable. If you get one of these bikes and you want to cruise it around, I'm telling you, order the sprocket. It was like $6. order the sprocket, order the chain, and change that. It like makes it a sport bike for zooming around. You know, you're not doing sport bike speeds at 100 miles, blah blah blah. You're doing sport bike speeds at up to 50. You know what I mean? And it really goes good. It even seems like it handles better. I will do some stuff with the tires and all that, but had a pretty good day doing all this stuff. I got myself a beer. I was drinking a beer while I was doing it. It took me to do the chain and sprocket and oil was about an hour and a half. Was all it took, and then I had to get all cleaned up. And of course, I took it for a ride. I took it for a real nice long ride, and man, it was nice. And I'm glad I got a whole quart of old oil for chain lube now. The oil that came out of that bike was slippery and nice and beautiful and new, but you know, it's they wanted it changed then. While I was there too, you know, I had the carb thing in. I just popped the tank. I did check real quick on the valves again just to make sure I don't hear them. They sound great, but I thought, what the heck? I was in the mood. So I went ahead and I popped that off and checked that. They're right on the nuts, dead nuts. So those are really good. I don't even know if I'll go to the dealer to have them do anything more, because the bike is it's running really good. I did air pressure. I don't know if I told you on the other video about the car battery. And it started up again. I went out just a little bit ago after I was done with my shower and cranked it over, and it just boom. You know, when the battery's full, it starts immediately. So that was really cool. But beautiful day. Had a fantastic day. It's winding down. You can see out the window. Kids been playing outside for quite a while today, running up and down the streets. They found a place over there. There was a big pile of seashells. Somebody dumped it. So they're hunting seashells, and they're all excited and happy. Maddie and Moo are exploring and playing on their bikes and all that stuff today. So they pretty much left me be while I was doing my work. They just sort of played out front and were real good today. Mama was out. She had to go pay PLDT, and then she had to go get some more stuff for the store, and she had things she wanted to buy. She went shopping. She went up to the mall, and she got a really nice, like a bug cover. It's an upside down colander that, you know, I would rather just buy colanders than use them, but these ones got little handles on top, so she puts for putting over the food to keep the bugs out. And it's got a really good base on it, so the ants aren't going to, you know, get in there either. It's real fine mesh. But I put the borax out again. We were getting ants again. My new method for the borax is I boil the water. I put 3 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of borax. I mix it up really good, and instead of putting it into little traps, I did put it in some of the traps, but I just take a little teaspoon and I just spot it here and there, and then a day or two later just clean it up. They'll suck it all up, and this morning we didn't have anywhere near as many ants because I got that done. Guys, use the borax, and from what I can say, the 25% is the best mix. 25% borax, and it's wiping them out. I mean, it's really wiping them out. We started getting another pile of them in here by the steps, and I put some in our little cabinet under the steps, and then down on the floor by the bathroom. And then I saw on the windows over here where they were coming in, I put like a dime-sized dollop there. And I'm telling you what, when I went back to look at them a few hours later, there was 50, 60 ants on each pile sucking this stuff and taking it home to Mama. So that's the gift that's going to keep on giving. So, but I'll go ahead and let you go. And what are you going to say, baby?
Yes, I'm back.